Hi, it is February. It is Black History Month in the U.S. and it is also the first annual Missy Elliot Read-a-thon. I'm saying first annual because I'm really hoping that it is only the first annual. Just throwing that out there to some possible people who could possibly do this again next year. Just saying. So that would be really awesome. And speaking of the people who could possibly do this again next year, the ones who are doing it this year, and again, hopefully next year too, is Shay with the Hobbies, Britt Reiterly, and Hey It's Day. And so I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there that this is like one of the most interesting and coolest themed readathons that I think I've ever heard of and that I've ever followed along with. So I'm just saying, it would be nice if it happened again next year too. Just throwing that out there. So I am starting on one of the group reads, which is You Should See Me in a Crown. I got it from the library and I got the audio copy, and I thought to myself, while you're listening to it, you can do some crafting, because why not? It would be fun. And guess what I got? I got a book on 101 bookbinding techniques. I'm so just about that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make myself a really awesome book. I think maybe one to keep track of my reading for the year. Maybe, possibly, question mark. I'm not sure. Or maybe another journal to give away to somebody, because I have so many journals. I don't know yet. I don't know. It depends on how it turns out and how cute it is and what it feels like when it's done. Because I always go with what it feels like. Like one of them I have for a spirituality journal because it just feels like one. And another one I just gave away because it felt like them. It was my nephew. I gave him one of my journals because he was in the hospital for like a little second. He was going to the ER and he was like not feeling too good. So I gave him one of my journals to color in. Well, to draw in. He's like a grown kid. He was drawing and doing a really good job. Anyway, that's not the point. Let me not get off point. Anyway, so I either give them away or I decide by how they feel. That's my point. So at the end of this, I will let you know how this journal feels and whether I'm going to keep it and use it or give it away for someone else to use. And then I will also be giving you my summary, well, maybe not a summary because I don't want to throw out spoilers, but definitely my rating for You Should See Me in a Crown. I know I keep saying it like I'm announcing it. You should see me in a crown. Actually, you should see me in a crown. I look cute. But that's not the point. Point is, that's the book I'm reading, and I'm going to give you my rating and maybe a quick little spoiler-free summary when I'm done with it. So, hopefully it's really good. I can't wait to start it, and I'm going to go do that right now.
This is a copyrighted work. Unauthorized copying or distribution is a crime punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a fine of $250,000.
Scholastic Audio presents You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson, read by Alaska Jackson. Week 0. They say good things come to those who very good.
I finished You Should See Me in a Crown, and it was cute. That's the best I can say for it. It was cute. I mean, I didn't love it, but I didn't dislike it. It was just cute. And it's a YA, so I guess that's pretty much what the best I can hope for it is. No, that's not the best you can hope for a YA, but it could be worse. But it was cute. It was a cute story. Basically, the story is that Liz, she needs scholarship money to get to the college of her dreams, and her town is like really crazy about prom and prom king and queen and court and all of that kind of stuff, which I don't know if anybody does that anymore. I mean, like, my school didn't have a prom queen or king. We didn't do that. We had like homecoming queen, I think. I'm pretty sure we did. I didn't go to homecoming, so I'm not really sure. I skipped homecoming all 4 years. I didn't care. So I don't know if we had a homecoming court, but I think we did. But I don't know if people have prom kings and queens anymore. If you had a prom king and prom queen, if you were prom king or prom queen, let me know, because I'm curious if people still do that. So anyway, she needs to do that. Her town is crazy. They have a scholarship available for the prom king and the prom queen. Weird, but cool. Okay. So it's basically her trials and tribulations trying to become a popular person and do it in her own way, which I liked. I did like the way that that she took control and didn't become a little cliche, little cutout of a popular person. So that was pretty cool. I liked the romance. It was sweet, it was realistic and awkward, and it just reminded me of high school, like just how weird and awkward and how they, like, you know, it was like the does she like me? I don't know, does she like me back kind of thing. It's like, you know, it was very sweet. It was very sweet and sapphic, which I was not expecting. I hope that's not a spoiler. Does that count as a spoiler? No, they it's pretty early on that you find out that she likes girls. So I don't think that's a spoiler. If it is, I'm sorry. But it's not a big deal, so please don't get mad. Okay. I also liked the friendships in it. They were really sweet, really cute, very realistic, with all of the dynamics between all of the different friends, including a friend that she had lost touch with, that she started reconnecting to, and finding out the reasons for the disconnect and the reconnecting between them. It was very realistic. I loved it. It made total sense. I'm like, I was, you know, listening to it. I was about to say watching it. Sometimes reading feels like a movie, but in this case, I was listening to it. And there was one part where she was just so angry at her ex-friend that she just couldn't talk to him. And I was like, I've had those moments. So it was very realistic. I think that's what I like about the book, is the people were very realistic, at least the ones that were fleshed out. So let's get on to the things that I didn't like. The grandparents were paper cutouts. They were. I would have liked to have seen a lot more of them. Her best friend did something, and there was a lack of motivation for it. You know, it was just a little thin. So could have, you know, been a little better. The villain of the story, if you can call her that, the antagonist, she struck me as being cruel for cruelty's sake. I would have liked to have seen her fleshed out a little more, and that would have been a lot better. I think it would have, you know, I always like the one thing that they tell you when you're writing is write your antagonist, your villain, like they're the hero of their own story. They have a story, they have a purpose, they have a life. And this girl didn't feel like she had really anything but just being a total witch to the main character. And a little more. Would have liked to have seen a little more character out of her. That would have been good. I would have really appreciated that. Appreciated that. It would have been good. Can I say good one more time? Yes, I can. Watch. And also the final moment, the big, let me rephrase that. There was no gut punch moment. You know, I was waiting for that because I was thinking, oh, okay, I was kind of hoping for a little, you know, just one little tear at the end, you know, just one little Denzel tear, just one perfect one, you know, just to get emotional at the end. I needed that gut punch moment, and I never got it. There was almost that moment between in the romantic area, but I was looking for it in the personal development area, you know, in the plot area, the general plot. I would not the subplot of the romance, but the nice big general plot that I tuned in for, that I started listening for. I was waiting for that gut punch moment, and it never came. So the climax just kind of fell a little flat. The climax just fell a little flat. So here's where we're about to go into some slight spoilers. So I'm going to hold up this book. This is the one that I made. See, look, isn't it nice? Look at those pages. Look at those pages. And they're nice and solidly in there. Thank you to my new bookbinding kit. Thank you, parents. They know me so well. So I'm going to hold this up while I spoil things. And then when I'm done spoiling things, I will pull the book down. Get it? Spoilers, no spoilers. Spoilers, no spoilers. Spoilers, no spoilers. Okay? Cool. So, the ending, the prom scene. What the fuck was that? Rachel just goes off and just goes full batshit, just mean girl. And then the principal, who had been on the anti-LGBT, total conservative, you know, our school needs to stay the way it is, tradition needs to stay the way it is, blah, 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 blah. He suddenly is throwing out Rachel, the mean girl, the antagonist, throwing her out of prom, and then you can hear her screeching down the hall. And then, after all of that, when Mac and Liz, Mac is the girlfriend, when they dance together at the end, because what happens is, of course, Liz wins prom queen as a fellow Liz. I'm like, of course, we're amazing like that. So she wins prom queen, which again, it would have sucked if she didn't win prom queen. So she wins prom queen, and she and her ex-best friend Jordan, they go up there, they get their crowns, which was really cool. First black couple to be prom king and queen. Super cool. Loved it. So they get their crowns, they go for their first dance, and Jordan goes to his girlfriend and then guides Mac, Liz's girlfriend, over to her. Now, the thing is that you were not allowed to be gay and get the crown or the scholarship. Basically get disqualified. So it ends right there with the two of them dancing, Mac and Liz, which I think is very sweet. It was a beautiful visual. I was very into it. But it had me worried at the very end, because I'm like, this is still a really bigoted ass school. Are they going to take away her crown? Are they going to take away her scholarship? I mean, the whole loving yourself thing, I'm there for it. And the whole acceptance and the I am who I am, accept me as I am, that kind of thing, I'm totally for it. But I don't want her to lose her scholarship. So it had me thinking that at the end, worried about whether she was going to lose her scholarship after that, and whether she was going to get the crown taken away, because they're still a bigoted ass class. The thing is that you can still be gay, but you cannot attend with your boyfriend or girlfriend, depending. Say you're lesbians. You cannot attend with your girlfriend, and you can't go as an official date. You can't buy your tickets together, and you cannot dance together as a couple. But they break those rules. nothing happens. So I'm like, what? So I'm like, I don't like having that question at the end, and I would have liked to have seen a little more wrap up. And also the ending was just so fucking Pollyanna. I mean, I liked the happy ending. Don't get me wrong. Happy endings are great. I love happy endings. That's why I read romance novels, because I love a fucking happy ending. Love that shit. I eat it up with a spoon. Pardon my French. I am swearing up a storm and I don't even mean to. But I love happy endings. But I like my happy endings with a little bit of realism. And I don't mean like, oh, no. No, I mean like just where everything wraps up. Let me say it. That makes more sense. I like my happy endings where they wrap up properly. This did not wrap up properly. This ended at prom. You don't get to see the aftermath. I would have liked to have seen her attend the school that they had been talking so much about. But it ends at prom. And I'm like, I get it. That's where the story kind of ends. But, you know, I want a little epilogue. Just a little bit. So that would have been nice. Are there any other spoilers I can think of? Oh, so what I was saying earlier about her best friend having motivation and it didn't make any sense. She had kept a letter that Jordan had written to Liz away from Liz because she was somehow jealous of the relationship between Jordan and Liz being too close. I was waiting to find out that this girl was in love with Liz, and that was the reason why she was always so weird about the whole, you know, gay thing and weird about the Jordan thing and all of that, and was jealous of Mac and and didn't want her anywhere near her. I was waiting for something like that, you know, something with a little more motivation than just, I was a little jealous because you guys were really close friends and you were always my best friend, and then all of a sudden you were really close friends with him and then you didn't have as much time for me. What? Even when I was a kid, come on. Maybe I was just super mature for my age. I don't know. But yeah, that would have, a little more motivation would have been nice. You know, something where, I don't know. And then at one point she swoops in as a superhero, saves the day, and there was this very unrealistic confrontation between the principal and the best friend, where the best friend bests him with social media. I don't think this old ass man would have cared that much. He was pretty set in his ways, and then all of a sudden it was, oh, but on social media they're not gonna like this. I don't know. Felt a little weak. That's all. I think that's all the spoilers I can think of, because it wasn't really a super thick plot. So, yeah. So, book down. 3, 2, 1, down. So, yeah. Wow, that is really pigmented. Ooh, I just wiped the corner of my mouth first, and look at that. Look at that. It is so pigmented. Oh my gosh. I've never layered the lipsticks before, and I layered them today. Wow. My fingers are so red. I don't know. I'm worried they're going to stain. I wonder if my lips are going to stain. Not the point. Point is, so, I finished the book. It was a good book. It was a cute book. I wouldn't say it's a great book, but it's a cute book. I wouldn't not recommend it to people. I would definitely recommend it to any middle school, high schooler that, you know, is feeling a little insecure about themselves and feels like, you know, reading something a little empowering and all of that kind of stuff. I think, you know, I'd recommend it to a kid. It was cute for an adult. It was cute. So that's pretty much my review is, you should see me in a crown. It's cute. Oh, that's a lot of blush. Ooh. I looked like I slapped myself in the face with it. Just the whole cake just. Okay. Let me get all that fly. This is what happens when you have fur blankets. Faux fur. Faux fur. We don't do the real stuff here. That's creepy. Killing animals just for their... I mean, I'll wear leather because I probably ate the cow, but not fur. Because I didn't eat a mink. I didn't do that. Did I eat a mink? No. I didn't eat a mink. I didn't eat a fox. I didn't eat any of those. Okay? So, no, I'm not wearing their fur. I'll wear leather, though. Because I don't eat meat anymore, but at some point, I probably ate the cow. Anyway, enough of that random rambling. The story... So, basically, that's it. I'm going to go now. Okay. Okay. Hi. It is February. Hi. It is February. Let's do that without spitting. Bleh. Right, if I have a little extra blush on one day. You just mind your own business, kiddo. You don't have to worry about Auntie's blush. Auntie will put on more blush if she feels like it, or put on less. You know, in my day, this was just enough of the rouge. It was perfect for the rouge. You know, I put the rouge on and I had the glow. You know, I have that beautiful glow that all the girls wanted. So yes, don't talk about my rouge. Alright. Well, that was weird. We're done here.